Okay. So now if you notice it here, as we all discussed in the last class, what is Newton's third law? So Newton's third law is saying what is there, if there is an action, then definitely there is a reaction which is in exactly opposite side. Yes or no? Equal and uh, opposite side it will be there. So that is what we used to call as a reaction. So for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. That is what we used to call as Newton's third law of motion. Is it yes or no, guys? For example, if I am exerting 10 Newton force on this wall, then that is what I am going to exert the force on this wall 10 newtons, then that is what we used to call as action or reaction. Action or reaction, we used to call as action. Then the wall will exert same 10 newton force on me, then that is what we used to call as reaction. Are you understand?
Reaction.
So, but reaction is always, see, if action is this side, then the reaction is from opposite side. That is what we used to study. Newton's third law will say that if there is an action, every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. That is what we used to call as Newton's third law of motion. Is it yes or no, guys? Yes, please respond. Now, as we know that this Newton's third law, if you want to understand, so as we know, action is acting by one body on second body and reaction is acting by second body on the first body. Is it possible to make action and reaction both in the single body? Is it possible to make, Danishkar? Arun Kailash? No. So always Newton's third law is existed in how many bodies, guys? How many bodies? Two bodies. Understand? So to every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So action is done by one body and reaction is done by another body. So action means a body, the first body which is going to exert the force on the second body, we used to call it as action. Understanding? Next, the force exerted by the second body on the first body, what we used to call, girls? Girls, Mithakshri, we used to call it as reaction. Understanding? So if you notice it here, both action and reaction, both are what, guys? They are the forces only. Is it yes or no? So the first body is going to exert the force on second body. So that is what we used to call it as, let me take, this is the first body and this is the second body. So the first body is going to exert the force on second body. That is what we used to call it as action. Now the second body is going to exert the force on first body. That is what we used to call it as reaction. So that is why we can say both action and reaction, both action and reaction, both are called as what, guys? They are the forces only. Is it yes or no? Yes, please respond, everybody. So they are the forces only. So they're nothing that. But one body is exerting force on another body and another body is exerting force on the first body. So always you remember, action and reaction both act in two different bodies. But is it simultaneously or one after one? Anybody can tell? Is it simultaneously will happen, or first body will exert force today and the second body will exert force tomorrow? Is it possible, or it will happen in simultaneously? That is what my question. Anyone? Yes, please. Is it will happen simultaneously or it will happen one after one? It will happen simultaneously. Remember, always Newton's third law will take place in two different bodies. Action force and reaction force act on two different bodies, but they are act simultaneously. If this body will hit, immediately this body will hit this body. That is what we used to call it as simultaneous reaction. It's not that one force will happen today and tomorrow another force will happen. Okay. So that is why yesterday two springs we have been studied, two spring balance experiment we have been studied to verify that Newton's third law of motion. So finally we have been made Newton's third law means what? To every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Yes or no? So that is what we used to call as Newton's third law of motion. Now presently we are studying some examples to illustrate the Newton's third law of motion. So the first examples we have studied in the last class, that is what? How do we walk? Next, how do we are swimming. So when we are walking, what is happening, guys? Everybody try to observe. Imagine my left hand. This is what. Can you able to see my left hand? Everyone, or else imagine my pad. This is what the earth. What we used to call, guys? What we used to call? This is what we used to call as earth. Now imagine my two fingers are my two legs. My two fingers are my two legs. Now when you are walking, is your leg is going back or not? You can see like this, it is going back. Is it yes or no, guys? When I am trying to walk, every time I am trying to push with my legs, I am trying to push the earth back direction. Is it yes or no? Yes, please respond. My legs will go back or not? You can see when I'm keeping the first bend, lifting the leg, and if I'll keep front so that I'm pushing the back, next only one more leg will come. Like that only I'll walk. Is it yes or no, guys? Am I pushing the ground backside or not? Backward, towards the back or not? Yes, please respond. So that what is happening? With my legs, I'm trying to push the ground backward. That is what we used to call as action or reaction. What we used to call it? We used to call action. Understand? So I am walking now, you can see. So I am walking so that you can notice it here. Everything. I am trying to push the ground backward direction. That is what the force is acting in this direction. That is what we used to call as action. Now, if I am trying to push the ground backward direction, then what happened to the ground? Ground will push us in the forward direction. Like this, it will push. So that is why we will move forward. Is it yes or no, guys? Yes, please respond. Everybody?
Yes.
Next, you can see why it is difficult to walk on the ground, ice. It is difficult to walk on the ground or slippery ground or ice. Respond, please. What is happening? Slippery ground.
No
Less friction. So this is very smooth surface, so that you can see when you're walking on the ice or when you're walking on the slippery ground. Now you can see, for example, when I'm walking on the normal road, I will lift my leg like this and I will walk. Is it yes or no, guys? I will lift my leg like this and I will walk. Is it yes or no? Please respond. Because enough friction I have, so that fastly I can push the ground backward direction, so that ground will push me in the forward direction. That is what action and reaction. But if you take the slippery ground or if you take ice, then what will happen? Is it possible to lift our leg freely? Is it possible to lift our leg freely? Yes, please. No, we cannot lift our leg freely, so that we cannot push the ground backward direction because of less friction. We people are worried to walk on the slippery road or slippery ground, so that what is happening? We cannot lift our leg freely, because if we try to lift and try to walk normally, we'll be fall down because of no enough friction between your shoe or your slipper and the ground, so that you cannot lift freely and you cannot walk. So that when you are not lifting your shoe, understand, your leg, so you cannot push the ground backward direction. So ground also cannot exert force in the forward direction. Is it okay, guys? Yes, please respond, everybody. Yes or no? Nobody will answer. Yes, that is the first. Next, second example, swimming. You can see, all of you, when we are swimming, so our head will be front and our legs will be back. So first with the legs we will shake, we'll hit like this water. And also see, those who are swimming, I think some of you already know swimming. When we are moving forward, we'll try to push the water in the backward direction. Is it yes or no, guys? We'll try to push the water like this direction, so that what is happening? We're exerting force on backward direction. That is what we used to call it as action. So that water will push us in the forward direction, so that we can swim into forward. Is it yes or no, guys? Yes, please respond. All of you? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that is what the illustration of Newton's third law, which we studied in the last class also. Now, in our today's class, we are going to study why the gun recoils. That is what the recoil velocity we can say, which we will study. Very, very important one. That is what conservation of momentum. Now you can see when the bullet is fired from the barrel of a gun, you can take from a gun, you can see the force sending the bullet in the forward direction. So when I'm trying to apply, let me imagine this is what my gun, understanding. Now, as we know, you might be noticed that snipers are shooting and big guns shooting and all. They'll touch the shoulder and they'll shoot. Have you noticed it? How many of you noticed it? That Danishkar, Arun Kailash, have you noticed that snipers and all big gun, or else even small gun also, if you are not holding it properly, when you fire, if you try to fire, that the gun will fall down from our hands. Why it is happening? Anybody can tell? Because of what? Reaction. Do you understand? Now you can see when I try to fire the bullet from a barrel of a gun or from a gun, then I am exerting the force. Means a gun is exerting the force on whom, guys? Anybody? Bullet is moving forward direction. So gun is exerting force on whom? Please respond. Gun is exerting force on bullet. Understanding? So the force exerted by a gun on bullet is called as what? Action or reaction? Anybody can tell? Action or reaction? Yes, please.
Action.
Action.
Understand? When I try to press the trigger, then
Action.
trigger means gun only. It is trying to exert the force on bullet. That is what the force exerting on bullet we is to called as. What we is to called? See here, everybody. What we is to call? It is called as action. I understand, everyone. So the bullet will move forward direction. So when the bullet will come out from the barrel, you notice it is exerting a forward force. That is what action. Then immediately who will exert the reaction? The bullet will exert. If the gun is trying to exert the force on bullet, then bullet also will exert same force on the gun. That is why the force exerting on gun by the bullet, we used to call as what, guys? We used to call as what? What we used to call? Everybody.
React.
We used to call reaction. Are you understanding? But this backward movement of gun, is it more faster or slower? Because bullet will go very fast. But why can't gun will go very faster? Because one reason. What is that? Anyone? Already we studied mass is equals to force by acceleration, or acceleration is equals to force by mass. What is the relationship between acceleration and mass? Both are nobody knows. No, both are inversely proportional to each other. So that is why bullet can go with the maximum velocity because it acquire more acceleration. But gun mass is heavy. So that is why it is having little movement backward direction. So once the bullet is fired, the backward movement of gun is only we used to call as recoil velocity. What we used to call? Everybody? What we used to call, guys? Recoil velocity, or we can say gun recoils. Why the gun recoils? So when I try to press the trigger, bullet is trying to move forward, means the acceleration produced will be more in the understanding bullet because it is having very, very less mass. So the acceleration produced will be less in the body, which is having more mass in the gun. So the understanding, the gun will come and will hit on my shoulder. So that is what the sudden backward movement only we used to call as jerk. What we used to call, Reddy? We used to call as what? Mitakshri? We used to call as jerk. Please, all of you remember. So whenever I try to fire the bullet, sudden backward movement of gun will come. That is what we used to call as jerk. Is it okay, guys? Yes, please respond. Backward movement of gun is only we used to call as jerk. Okay, everybody, please note it down. Now, this backward movement only we used to call as recoils. Why the gun recoils? Okay, so why the gun recoils? Anybody can tell now? Why the gun recoils?
Because the actions.
Because of what? Because of the reaction of bullet. So gun is exerting action force on the bullet. So when the bullet is coming out or fired from the gun, then bullet will exert same amount of force on the gun. So that gun will start moving backward direction because reaction is acting opposite direction. That is why a shoulder is also very, very important for army selections and all, because when you are firing the snipers, when you are training the big guns, when you are firing the big guns and all, then they will very forcefully, they will come and will hit our chest. So it will be painful. We have to resist it and we have to hold it. We have to keep on firing. That is why army selections this chest size and as well as chest power also they will verify it. Okay, everyone. Have you understand, Kaushik, Harish, everybody? That is what. So the backward movement of gun only we used to call it as what? Recoil velocity. What is that? Recoil velocity. So when I fire the bullet, then the gun will move only a little distance backward and give a backward jerk or kick to the shoulder of a gunman. So that is what we used to call it as the gun is said to be recoiled. Understand? Whenever the gun will come and will hit the shoulder of a gunman, then I can say it is said to be recoiled. The gun is said to be what, guys? Gun is said to be what? Everybody, recoiled. Understand? Have you understand, everybody? So when I try to fire like this we can fire. You can see they'll touch like this and they'll fire like this. Have you noticed it or not? So when I fire the bullet, the force exerted by the gun and the bullet will be in action. So bullet will go very faster. Why bullet will go very faster? Reddy, Gokul, Danishkar. What is the reason behind why bullet will go more faster? Because of its, what is that? Nobody will answer. Because of its what? Why the bullet will go faster? I'm asking. Less mass. Others don't know. Because of less mass, so it will acquire maximum acceleration, so that it will move forward direction. Understand it? Now, when if the force is exerting by the gun on the bullet is in forward direction, that is what we can say action, then immediately bullet will exert force on the gun. That is what we used to call it as. What is that called as? What is that called as? Reaction. But gun mass is more. Understanding? More mass, so that it will start moving only understanding backward direction in the less distance. Understand? So backward direction in only less distance. So that is what we can say. Because of heavy mass, its acceleration is less or more? Acceleration is less or more? Please respond. Acceleration is less. That is why small jerk will come. So this is what the second example. Why the gun recoils? Any doubt, guys? Please respond. Why the gun recoils? I understand, everybody? Yes, please respond.
Sir.
Third one, the flying of jet aeroplanes and rockets. Shall we start studying? The flying of what? Flying of jet aeroplanes and as well as what? Rockets. Okay. Now, just all of you open page number 67. There you can see they have given two figures. That is what? The flying of jet aeroplanes and as well as rockets. See that figures, everybody? Can you able to see, everyone? Kaushik, see my screen. You can able to see. Can you able to see this, everybody? Respond. Yes, all of you. This is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can see here. Just a minute. Can you able to see me now? You can see here. So they are saying that the deflated balloon, inflation and deflation. You can see first figure number 34. You can see a deflating balloon demonstrate the principle of working of jet engine. Okay. So jet aeroplanes engines exist at where, guys? Where the engine will exist at? Engine will exist at the back part. Understand? This is what the part where the engines will exist. Now, understanding. So when the engine is existing at the back side, means they will exhaust the gases. That is what inside they will be filling with all the fuels, jet fuels. So when they will burn, they will release us very more amount of gases in the backward direction. So that is what we used to call it as action or reaction. We are exerting the force on gases. We are releasing the gases. That is what we used to call it as what? Action. Understand? So more gases. Jet aeroplane's engine existed at backward understanding force on the exhaust gases. How the gases is coming? Ready? Here you can see how the gases is coming. Produced by burning of fuel. Understanding? So jet aeroplane is exerting force on the gases. That is what we used to call it as action. Now, these gases, if the force is exerting in this one, that is what action, then immediately these gases will exert force on which direction, guys? They will exert the force on which direction? They will exert the force in the forward direction, like this. That is what push up the gases on the engine, so that the backward rushing exhaust gases exert a forward force on the engines. That is what makes the aeroplanes to move forward direction. Are you understanding? Aeroplane is trying to exert force on gases by burning fuel. It will release huge amount of gases. So that is what we used to call it as action. So whenever the huge amount of gases are coming backward direction, then immediately these gases will exert force on the forward direction on the jet engine, so that jet engine will start flying. Is it okay, Danishkar? Have you understand? Please respond. Yes or no? Now, if you are having a balloon in your home, or you can do this activity, so even you can do that activity in your home. You take one balloon and tie it to a thread, understanding one thread between two points, and if you blow the air and if you release the balloon, then you can see when the the air is coming backward direction through the mouth, then the balloon will move forward direction. Is it yes or no, guys? Yes, please respond. That is what we can say simply. It is an example of, understand what is the example of what? Simple jet engine. To demonstrate the simple jet engine, we can do this activity. So you can take what I will do. If you're having a time, you can do in your home. Take two different poles, okay? And tie between them with the two ropes. Tie the rope between the two poles. Is it okay, Harry? Between two poles, tie the rope. Now attach some kind of a ring-like thing, pipe, small pipe. You know, guys, you know or not pipe? Please respond. Small pipe, which is inside only thread should pass. Like this, you can keep one small pipe. Now, for this pipe, with the help of double stick tape, you have to tie the what? You have to tie the balloon. Is it okay, everyone? You have to tie the balloon. I understand, Ra? Please respond. Now,
Yes, sir.
whenever you will open the mouth, understanding freely, then all the air which is present inside will try to rush out from inside to the outside, so that the gases will come outside. That is what we used to call it as. What is that we used to call? We used to call it as action. I understand, everyone. So when the gases inside from the balloon is rushing out from the backward direction, then these gases will exert force on the balloon. That is what we used to call it as. What is that called as, guys? Reaction. Understand? So that the balloon will start moving forward and will reach us to the next end of the pole. Do you understand, everyone? This activity, everybody can do that. You have to do it. So you all people try or not? Yes, please respond. You people can try. So this is a simple explanation of jet engine. You can see, for example, I will say, imagine what is this, guys? Jet engine. What is this? Jet engine. Are you understanding? So jet aeroplane engine. Now it is filled with what? Fuel. Inside it is filled with the fuel. Now, if I burn this fuel, then it will release a huge amount of gases. So these gases will come with what direction? Backward direction. I understand, Mitakshri? No response today. What happened? Kaushik? So when I release this mouth, you can see gases are coming backward direction. Yes or no? Yes, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Everyone. So gases will move in the backward direction. Now, when the gases are rushing in the backward direction, these gases will exert force on this balloon in which direction? Forward direction. Are you understanding? So that balloon will move forward direction. Are you understand, everybody? Yes, please respond.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, if we'll make double stick tape and for a small pipe trick, which is the thread is passing, then that pipe why I'm keeping so that it will be easily move on the thread. Is it yes or no? That is what small ring-like pipe I am making. Or else you can use the pen. So if you take the pen, you can take pen will be having small thread is enough. You all people can try in your home. So you can see inside the thread will pass. Is it okay, Harry? See here. Inside you can pass the thread here, and this is what you tie the thread one side end and another side end and attach to this balloon with the help of double stick tape like this. Is it okay, everybody? So what will happen if I release the mouth, then this pipe also will move easily on the thread. So that, have you seen it is going like this? Yes or no, ready?
Yes, sir.
That is what you can see. I'll try to release, observe. You cannot see more distance, but you can try. Have you seen it went or not? Yes.
Yes.
So how it is? Why it is happening? Why it is moving forward direction? Anyone? Because of hot gases.
Sir.
And the gases which is present inside the balloon, it is exerting force on balloon because gases are rushing in the backward direction. So
Because of
yes, what? What, Akilan? Can you hear me? Everybody? Hari?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, can you see? I made it a little bit bigger. Can you able to see everybody? Now see, I will try to release at this edge, but you can see it is started moving. Why? When I release this mouth, so that gases will come forward. This is what the jet engine also. So jet engine will be like this. It needs to fly away. So hot gases will come down so that there will be action. A jet engine is exerting force on the gases. When the gases are coming out, these gases will exert force on jet engine so that jet engine will fly. Like this, you can see. Have you noticed it? Yes or no? That is what it will happen. Okay. So this is what the third illustration of Newton's third law of motion. That is what the flying of jet aeroplanes and rockets. Are you clear, everyone? Yes. Now rockets. How the rockets will fly? Now you can notice it here. Now jet aeroplanes will fly like this. Understanding? Jet aeroplanes will fly like this in a particular manner. But rockets will go how? Rockets will go like this direction. Yes or no, Hari? Ready? Nobody is answering. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now imagine this is the rocket. This is the rocket, same balloon. Now, gases, if I release this, gases will come down or side. Gases will come down or up. Gas will come what? Down. Understand? This is what the rocket
Will come down.
Now, the gases will come down like this. You can see
Down.
when I release it, gases will come down so that the balloon will go what? The balloon will go to up. The same way, all the rockets we are using, understanding. So what will happen? The hot gases, engine, the backside, it will be having engine. So engine, after burning the fuel, it will release huge amount of gases. That is what we can say. Force on gases. So force on gases is called as what? Action. So this is what it is going downward direction. So that is what we used to call as action. So when the gases are coming downward direction, these gases will exert force on rocket. Force on rocket. In which direction, guys? In which direction? Upward direction. Understand? The rocket will go up. Now you can notice it, page number same 67. You'll be having that also. Is it right or wrong? Check it, everyone. Verify it and tell me, is it right or wrong? Everybody. Yes? They have given or not? Everybody, balloon and rocket. Yes or no? So the engine of the rocket will be at the bottom. It will release a huge amount of hot gases. When the gases are moving downward direction, then what will happen? Here, see, the force on gases is called as action, and the force on rocket, what we used to call, guys? Force on rocket we used to call as what? We used to call that reaction. So that is why rocket will fly up. Now you can say I will release. You can notice it is going upward. You can try if you're having a balloon in your home. I'm having balloon, so that I'm trying. You can say I'll release it, it will go up. Is it yes or no? Check it. It went or not? Yes?
Yes, sir.
But that is what. So that is how the rocket is going. Understand? Now, if you want to check the rocket how it is going, tie the two ropes, bottom and up, fan or something you can tie. Now, same pen you attach the balloon and fill the air and release it. You can see it will go in a straight line like a rocket. Is it okay, guys? Yes, please. Respond, guys. That is what. Okay. So this is what the third example illustration of Newton's third law of
Yes, sir.
motion, where flying of jet aeroplanes and as well as rockets. Jet aeroplanes like this they will fly. Rockets will fly like this. Okay. So this is what you have to remember. Next, in the case of a boat and the ship. Shall we start in case of boat and the ship? Yes, please respond, everyone. So now, you all people know oars. Do you all people know oars or not? Oars. Oars means like a spoon-like structures in the bellow, in the ship or things. Have you noticed it or not? Oars. You all people know Ted, we can say. In Tamil, what we can say? Ted. What we used to call? I think Ted only. Is it S? Which will try to push the water, like a sticks, a spoon-like structures. Yes? What is that called? As? Yeah, whatever it is. Telugu we can say Ted, but in English we used to call it as oars. Understand what we used to call? English? Oars. O-A-R-S. Oars we can say. Now, you can see in this picture, one lady is sitting in the, two ladies, one boy and one lady is sitting, and they are trying to move forward by pushing water backward or forward direction. Backward or forward direction. They are trying to push the water in backward direction. With the help of oars, you can see I'm having two oars in my hand. So I will take the two oars. So what I will do, with the help of my two oars, I'm sitting in the boat. I will try to push the water like this backward direction continuously. So I'm exerting force on water. That is action or reaction? Action or reaction?
Action.
Action. Understand? Others, nobody is opening their mouth. It is called as action. Is it yes or no, Arun Kailash? Yes, please respond. So I am trying to push the water with my, what is that? With my, this thread, that is what we can say oars. So that is what we used to call it as action. So greater is the you can see, more faster I am pushing, more fastly I will move forward. Yes or no, guys? Yes? If I'm pushing slowly, then I will move slowly only. Now, if we push the water with our oars, greater the reaction force exerted by water. And if I'm trying to push the water more and more faster, so greater force exerted by water, so that my boat will move forward much faster. Okay, so that is what it is also illustrating, that boat moves forward by pushing the water with the oar. Understanding oars, that is also example of what? Example of Newton's third law. Understand? That is what you have to remember. Next. This is the next one you can see here. This is the most common experience which you people are, those who are ocean, understanding, or any ship or river or whatever it is. If you go for fishing and all, this is the most common experience which you all people will used to feel. Even I used to feel, but I never boarded into any boat yet. But still I used to feel this. I have felt one time, I think. 1 or 2 times I felt this. Now, when you are trying to jump out from the boat into the seabed or riverbed or something, you can see here, when I'm trying to jump out from the boat, then you can see the boat will go in the backward direction. Why the boat will go in the backward direction? Anybody? Yes, please. Yes, please respond. So, observe very carefully. A man jumps out of a boat on the bank of a river or lake or ocean. Then you can notice it here. With his legs, he will try to push the boat in the backward direction. Then the force on board we used to call it as what? The force on board, what we used to call, guys? Yes, please respond.
Action.
We used to call it as action. So without pushing the boat, no person can jump into the seabed or ocean or lake bed, understanding the seabed of a lake or river or whatever it is. Do you understanding? Bank of river. Because if he'll try to push the boat with his